In 2007, a young Irishman broke, covered in grease and deep in debt, made a desperate phone call. 3 weeks later, his name was beginning to echo through the fighting underworld. But what happened between that phone call and the first punch thrown in the UFC has never been told. This is the part of the story you didn't see in the spotlight. The part where Conor McGregor almost gave up, but made chaos bleed for him. Conor Anthony McGregor, the man who reinvented MMA with a microphone in his hand and a machine gun in his eyes. Today he wears a suit, drives a Lamborghini, and makes jokes about billions. But before he was Notorious, he was just another Irishman with no future, running from rain and rent collections. A boy who, according to his mother, didn't stop fighting even when he was asleep. And according to his father, he was a ticking time bomb. Either he would explode in the ring, or he would explode in life. His first coach, Phil Sutcliffe, remembers the first day Conor walked into the boxing gym at the age of 12. He didn't smile. He just stared, and he punched. While the other teenagers got drunk to forget about life, he went down to the basement of the gym, sweating blood with an absurd promise. I will leave this island, and the world will swallow me with fear. And he repeated this while looking in the broken mirror in the dressing room, as if trying to hypnotize fate. In 2015, Conor prepares to face Jose Aldo. In the locker room, he is motionless, eyes closed, hands clenched, as if holding the steering wheel of his own destiny. Flashback to 2008. A skinny McGregor in a worn-out sweatshirt enters a makeshift ring in an abandoned warehouse in Cork. There, he faces a larger, more experienced opponent with a professional record. In the audience, no one knew that kid. But after a minute and 30 seconds, he leaves the ring carrying his own teeth. And the victory by knockout. Flashback to 2015. Conor opens his eyes and says to Kavanaugh, "This isn't the biggest stage of my life. The biggest stage was when no one was watching." Before the glamour, Conor was a plumber. He worked 12 hours a day with freezing hands, blocking pipes, and coming home covered in rust. But as he dove into the pits, he mentally repeated combinations of punches, jab, straight, left in motion. One co-worker said he caught McGregor hitting Shadow with a wrench. Another recalled seeing him kicking poles during lunch breaks. There was no money, no training shoes, no certainty whatsoever, just an internal hatred that grew with every sip of frustration. At 18, he abandoned everything. He left his job, broke ties, and accepted to live from nothing. And at that moment, he chose war. Years later, already at his peak, McGregor would reveal, "That was the day I died as a common citizen. Only the fighter was left." According to John Kavanaugh, his coach, Conor wasn't the strongest, but he saw the fight like a sniper sees the mission. Every blow had a reason. Physiotherapist Brian Dooley, who treated McGregor in 2014, revealed he had bone loss comparable to that of a 50-year-old man, and yet He would ask for extra training after physio. D. Devlin, his longtime partner, confided to a reporter. He told me he was tired, but it wasn't physical. It was from the waiting. He wanted to prove it. He wanted to shout to the world that he existed. In 2012, McGregor was nearly benched due to a suspected chronic hip injury. He fought anyway and knocked him out in 2 rounds because McGregor didn't want to live. He wanted to be remembered. Remember the 2007 call we talked about at the beginning? It was for John Kavanagh. McGregor called and said, "I'm broke. I have no future. But if you give me a chance, I'll make you a world champion." Kavanagh didn't believe it, but he answered. And 3 weeks later, in an underground ring, an unknown Irishman knocked out a local veteran with a right to the jaw that became the stuff of urban legend in Dublin. They didn't film it. They didn't disclose it. But those who were there say it was like watching a trapped animal unleash centuries of fury in a single hand. When McGregor beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, the whole world knew him. But a star was not born. It simply confirmed the curse he had invoked years before. I didn't come here to be famous. I came here to be inevitable. What many don't know is that the current McGregor may not be the fastest, nor the most technical, but he still carries that same boy inside him. Dirty, broken, and angry about everything. And the question that remains is, this boy, will he wake up again? Or are we about to see Conor McGregor's last war? If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe to receive our next productions. Thank you.